All right, there we go. That countdown always gets me. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Get those socials going, and we're back. That's right. All right, let's ramble.
Bebop.
So for 22 minutes, I will ramble about art, and we'll see what it is. This week, I took a few days off from the live stream because I guess I'm rethinking it. It started with this 22-minute ramble, but I don't know. So I've been doing the nightly musings, and I'm debating if I need to do a weekly ramble. Evolution. And I guess evolution has been on my mind in general. Like that's a constant process when I think about it. You know, I think when I initially started, it was an impulse. I was very young. And I just kind of went timidly where I would land. And I think about hang-ups on an artist. There's always something. You know, I talked about it before, but I had a friend who came from business school and had this great background, but he felt weird about being an artist because he had that business background. And so on. A lot of people, you know, for whatever reason. And I've heard countless over the years. But I think initially getting in, it was the idea that, you know, I went through photography school, but I didn't have a BFA. And that didn't stop me from making things. But yeah, you know, I quickly got over it. But but yeah, I don't know. And I'm not sure. I guess I keep hearing, at this stage, I don't have hang-ups. I've been freewheeling dealing artist for quite some time now. But I do hear, as I converse more and more, especially doing the dual rambles, which I so enjoy, is hearing, there's my dishwasher. I turned it off so it wouldn't make noise. And anyway, there you go. That's a little Whirlpool commercial there. But but yeah, so I've just been hearing a lot of people's anxieties, which is good to be conscious of, I think, because self-awareness. And so I guess I started delving into my history, and I guess at the very beginning I did have that, like, because I really I thought there was rules to art, and there can be, I guess. It's not as fun for me when there is, but and that was eventually I I guess I didn't see any alternative, you know. So I didn't have a BFA in anything. I had all these weird degrees, but I still made stuff, and I still got the same grant money as the BFAs or MFAs or yeah. So I guess that was it. You know, thinking back to, we're going down memory lane here. I'm 18, I'm in college. I start photography. I start little student shows. I'm selling art, which felt wrong. even more wrong was taking commercial assignments that I had no business doing. But yeah, it felt weird, because I was making money immediately. Like as soon as I put artwork out there, and it felt good. It felt right. That's when I feel the most right, is when the things that I've created to connect with the world connect. And it's the money's good, but the what that means, that, you know, I I made a piece and somebody wanted it enough, that the satisfaction of that never diminishes, and the gratitude of that never diminishes. And that's why I think about it so much. And I even think about what I'm doing. Like I was thinking about, what am I doing with these nightly, weekly things? And I guess I'm just sharing, organizing it in my own head and sharing that organization, because I see so many other people struggle with it. And it's always a struggle, it's always an evolution, you know, even, yeah, yeah. I'm constantly working on how I'm going to market, how everything changes. It's part of why I'm live streaming. Live things are part of it. And I think what it really boils down to is, well, I mean, it can be approached different ways. I think because to grow, there's attention, and that means different things. Sometimes that's a very capitalist thing, which nothing wrong with that. But then I think about my entity as an artist. Capitalism is good, but it also has to remain meaningful to me. Otherwise, I would be selling something fraudulent. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking about that, and I'm rounding out a lot of commissions in the studio, and I really, I've really slowed down and breathed into them. I'm looking at this Marvin Gaye piece, and then this Sports Illustrated cover I'm working on, and I'm enjoying seeing the depth of them. Yeah, I guess I've been thinking about that, because I've been slowing down on them in general. Yeah, and I don't know what that is, but it just, yeah. I think now that I'm thinking about it live, in this live ramble, this live meditation, I guess the past year, I've been doing these talk things, and I've thought of it. It makes you think about, or it makes me think about why, how I got here. I got here talking to my computer at 3:30 a.m. when nobody else is up, and that is such a complicated story. But just thinking about what that all means, and a lot of, I think I've told the story a few times of friends of mine dying when they were younger, and I realized that's been part of the energy of the studio, is just produce, 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 produce. And I think I'm at a point where, okay, God knows how many pieces you have put out into the world. How many pieces are in your inventory? I think it's okay to slow down the process because I realize, I don't know, it's probably like panic. Oh man. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's funny during the pandemic, I was having, I guess trouble, a lot of stress, a lot of what's going to happen. And so I got some teletherapy, of course, and it was cool. And then I got to a certain point, and then I was like, okay, and I stopped. And just now, as I'm unpacking all that, and I'm sharing, and I realized that this has been far more valuable than those sessions. I guess that I feel way more at ease with, and I see you out there. Not that I have a vast following, but I see who's watching. I interact, and I feel far more freer sharing, not oversharing, but sharing enough. And I guess, yeah, it's weird. It's weird to think about. I don't know what that means. I don't know what a lot of things mean. But yeah, like the ancient Greeks, I know nothing. I love that. I was I saw a thing on an ancient computer that was found in the Mediterranean Sea. Apparently it was found around 1900, but later they start to discover that it's like the first computer. That was weird. And this is a random rambling thought. It's just I thought that was very cool. And then I started to get ideas for different paintings. So I used to listen to this band called Clutch. And they had this Escape from the Prison Planet was the album name. I just loved it because it had things like astronauts and I think Bigfoot. That might have been the next album. But this imagery and Bob Lazar, and so I think that's where the energy of my paintings is fixing to go, and I'm very excited about that. I go through waves, but I haven't really delved big into astronauts. So I think yeah, astronauts are good. It's funny because I started this by wondering if I should continue the 22-minute ramble. And I think the difference between that and the musing, which is, I don't know, those are typically between 3 and 7 minutes. And I do them nightly. But I guess the difference is I feel like those are like little thought pieces. There's a singular thought. And I guess what's nice about this, and I don't know if it's reciprocal, always feel free to chime in. I may or may not listen. Results may vary, but the difference is this feels more like a sketch pad. Like I'm glad I vocalized some of that. because then I take that back into the studio. And I guess that's the value. What I'm not sure of is what the value on that side is. And so if there's ever things, if you're listening, that you want me to talk about, shoot me, drop a comment, shoot a message, write it in the sky. That would be so impressive. I'd for sure just, yeah, tackle the topic because the sky told me to. And I like that. I always like writing in the sky. There's like clouds. It's obviously 3 a.m. I'm talking weirdness. Yeah, I realized. So yeah, I just took it easy for 2 days. I didn't stop everything I was doing because I can't. There's no one else to do it. But I did take a break from certain things. And I realized what happens is that I'll go through about 20 to 30-day cycles of just brute production and working on projects and doing this and that. And then there comes a point where I hit a wall. And it's usually like this past week, there was a lot of schedule change stuff with my kids. And it, again, through through talking to my laptop now, it used to be my phone, I realized that for all of the chaos that I emanate, that I feel is core to me, that I hear in my head, that misdirects me at every turn, for all of that, there is the core part of me that needs structure. And I think that probably goes for anyone. It's just our understandings of it lay in different frequencies. And I'm still fine tuning mine. But yeah, that vicious hyper focus cycle. I was thinking, like, do I change that? Do I need to change that? Do I need to worry about it? It's just what I am until I got here. I can't help it. I don't think that I could turn it off. I remember it was weird because I felt like I was younger back then, but I had this younger artist at a show I was doing, talking. He was in school. We went to do a show in Corpus Christi at their university. And so they're just kind of picking my brain. Again, weird. Well, and that was very weird, but I think that's how I got over my apprehensions about the whole university thing is these people getting BFAs were asking me stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm doing something right. It talks about like choosing, I think, a medium. And so I'm thinking about that, choosing, like you're going to choose. And in my experience, medium chooses you. The expression part is the core. Medium almost doesn't matter. Like I said, I've been still playing with these cameras, thinking of ideas, experimenting, revisiting old knowledge, and just understand. It's cool to see how I got into all that. What's been really cool is I'm remembering there was this camera shop in Houston, still there, but I'd go in, their walls are just filled with all types of cameras. And a lot of them point and shoots. And at that time, I would use 35 millimeter, the bigger cameras. But I would always marvel at those. I always wanted to play with them. So lately, I've been buying lots, and I get to do that. It'd be cool. I think if I time traveled to myself, I'd let younger me know that, hey, you're gonna get to play with those. You're, you won't always be this on a budget. So yeah, it's been nice because yeah, I always wanted to fool with that. Hmm. I've been looking at, 'cause some of these they don't make the film for, but there's ways around that. And there's different things that you can do. So I've been looking at that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still, yeah, it's really looking at the narrative of what that's about, why it's creeping back, what's happening. Conspiring against myself. I love it. But yeah, I've been. It was cool. I had some birthday money, so I got to go to Michael's because I insisted, like my family. If you're listening, if you have a family member that does art and that's what they do for work, it's really okay to get them art supplies because my family's like, no, that's what you do for work. It doesn't make sense. And then I get, I don't want to slam it too hard, but sometimes I get these dumb gifts. I'm like, art supplies would be great. Pick them. I'll, you know, like hardware spray paint, I'd be happy with. But yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff. So post Ramble, you'll it'll probably show in some newer work. I'm excited. Yeah. All right. I'm out of here. Oh, I see a few people awake. Yeah, nice. But yeah, I'm gonna sign out. I should get some sleep. Until then, I will see you next time.
Bebop.
Oh wait, check this out.
The weekly ramble.
My friend Kid Mental made that for me. And check him out at kidmental Music on Instagram, Kidmental on the other socials. I don't want to misquote it, but I think it's kidmentalmusic.com. And with that, this time, I'm really out of here.
Bebop.
Bye.